had this many people in this room?
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Since
Rabbi,
2019.
if we did this together?
Oh.
Yes, this is what Shabbat is all about.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Did you hear all the people saying that?
I know.
It's one thing when you haven't had anyone and then you have 15 and then you have 30, but really we have not had this many people in this room.
That's nice.
In a very long time. So it is delightful to celebrate today. We have a lot to celebrate. We have 3 B'nai Mitzvah to celebrate tomorrow. You are going to get to meet Marin and Luke and Molly all tonight as they are all going to be participating in the service, a little preview of what's to come tomorrow morning. But most of all, above all, we enter Shabbat tonight with peace in our hearts, with joy coming to us as a smile on our lips. Yes, children making noise in services. Finally, this is a good thing. Thank you, my friend. It's really good to have you here. And of course, we know that sometimes we come here for Shabbat services for reasons that are less joyful, and we know that these walls are strong enough to hold all of the feelings that bring us, the joy and the sorrow, the happiness and the pain. And our Shabbat candles allow the entrance of all the emotions that we need to settle into ourselves tonight. So with all of that, and with the deep breath of Shabbat peace, I would like to invite the members of the Patinsky family and the Magid family, who will be lighting candles for us tonight, to please join us at the front of the room. You can find our candle blessings on page 120. The crying does not bother me. Okay with me if you want to stay. At least it's not my kid. Usually it would be. Amen. And Shabbat Shalom, and the first of many mazel tovs for the weekend ahead. Now that we have people in the room, I want to also remember and acknowledge that we still have a vibrant virtual community, and we know you're out there, and we haven't forgotten about you, and we love that you're here with us too. But for those of you here in the room, I want to remind you to do whatever you need to do with your cell phone that will enable you to be present here with us tonight. If that means putting it away or turning it off, whatever you've got to do, so you can be fully present in our Shabbat peace tonight. Let's turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi as we welcome the Shabbat bride.
My monitor just really needs to be brought down. That's where that's coming from. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Halah, Enei Shabbat Ekabelah. We invite you all now to stand and face the back of our sanctuary as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom, atzeret bala, gam esimcha u'metzola, toch emunei am segula. Let's all try that together. You may turn around and face me. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Halah, Enei Shabbat Ekabelah. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Halah.
Let's be seated as we turn to the Chatzi Kaddish you can find on page 144.
Yitkadash ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divarach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei bechayechon v'yomechon u'mechayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Pagala, pagala, uvizman kari v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam ulal me'al maya yitbarach ויתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen.
We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings onto all those who are observing a period of Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30-day mourning periods. If you wish to, and if this describes you, we invite you to stand at this time so that we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom yenachem etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We all stand now together, page 146.
Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed.
Let's turn to the top of page 149 and read together in the English. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Umavini yomu mevi laila, umavdil ben yomu ve laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'aravim.
Page 150 together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
turn together to page 154, and Luke Patinsky, who becomes bar mitzvah at 9 o'clock. Well, you're going to become bar mitzvah like around 9:45, but the service starts at 9. Tomorrow morning will lead us in Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha chayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha u'devidartam ba'am b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'sholchvecha uv'kumecha uchshartam leot yaladecha v'chayu totafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim l'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotziat yetchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Amen.
Beautifully done. I think it's going to be a good day tomorrow.
Yes.
That's only a third of the beauty for tomorrow morning. You can have a seat. We'll see you back up here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, that's the day. That's the time. And you know, I'm not sure if I'm correct on this. Cantor, you can tell me if I'm right. But I think that at least for me, Luke is the first as scheduled bar mitzvah in a really long time. Just Luke. Yeah, and Molly too. Molly's original date. Marin is not. But this means that I know nothing's normal. We know that nothing will ever be normal again. This is normal now. But it means that we have had some significant passage. If we are finally coming back around to the students who are having their bar and bat mitzvah on the original date that they planned. Things are straightening back out. The sea has been vast. We've had a long way to cross to get to this point. But this symbolizes some kind of freedom, that we're going to stand there tomorrow almost exactly as planned. Marin, we're glad you're along for the journey, because that reminds us that things are still a little quirky. But I think we can celebrate that freedom as we turn to Michamocha, page 158.
Michamocha Bailim Adonai Mikamocha Ne'etar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot Osefele Nora Tehilot Osefele. Remember that clapping we did at the beginning? Here we go. 1, 2. Here we go. Lie, 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 lie. Yes. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Malechutecha ra'uvanecha bokei lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze'elianu ve'yameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed yai lai 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 yai la lai 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 la la lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 ve'ne'emar ki vada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak minenu Baruch atah Adonai
section that carries us through page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechaim uleshalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
Page 162.
Ve'shamru bnei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Do we do the hands up at Harlem too? Well, welcome to Camp Stein tradition. Because Jewish camp is Jewish camp is Jewish camp, and I'm sure you've got some other shtick that we'll hear about at some point throughout the service. They're all going to like yell, nutter, butter, peanut butter, and we're not going to know why. but you'll fill us. So speaking of Camp Harlem, Molly, will you please join us on the bima and prepare to lead all of us in the Amidah tonight, which you can find on page 164. Molly, too, will become bat mitzvah tomorrow morning, about 2 hours after Luke and Marin. Come on over here. Actually, you're going to come all the way. See, it's been a while since we've done this. All right, let's all stand together for the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Adonai sefai tafita ufiya gita hilateha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Nahanoah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim Mehonei Hakol Bezohei Hazei Avovimot Umevigelu Alivnei B'neihem Lema Shimon Be'ahava Melech Ozeh Mashiach Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Malel Avraham Ve'u'atzara Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh Hakol Atah Rav Le'oshia Mashiva Ruach U'morid HaGashem Mechalkel Hayim B'Chesed Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Ramim Somech Nofim Ve'oferolim Umatir Asurim Umechayeh Umator Mishenei Alpha Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh Hakol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללו חסדה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
I think you can see that the Jewish future is bright. Whew. Page 173, let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle to find rest on this day, may all who suffer find solace, may all who hurt find healing on this day, may all who despair find purpose, may all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Let's take this time now, this moment, for some deep Shabbat breaths, for some deep Shabbat prayers, some time for just you and your thoughts. You can use, of course, either the words in the book or the words in your heart, and we'll come back together in just a few moments.
May it be your will, O God, to grant peace, your most precious gift, upon all of those who are in need. Let's join together in the middle of page 180. Sonim reifi ve'yo libi lefanecha Adonai suri ve'goali. Say melody, oh may the words of my mouth, oh may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart, and the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Amen.
Let's turn to page 371, where we find our prayer for healing.
May the source of strength, who bless the us a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We think of those in our lives, our dear friends, our close family, the people who are in need of healing, whether it's healing of the body, healing of the spirit, healing of the mind, or healing of the soul. We bring them close to us in our minds tonight, both as an earnest, heartfelt prayer that they will return to wholeness, and also as a reminder for each one of us to do the outreach, to make the phone call, to drop off the soup, to show our friends and loved ones that we are here and that we care. If there's someone you're thinking of tonight and you are with us online, please feel free to put their names into the chat so that our entire virtual community can stand together with you in your prayer for healing. And if you are here with us in the room tonight, I invite you at this time to share the names of the loved ones who are on your mind. Tonight we wish a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery to Eliza Talia Bat Dina, Michael Bell, Cassie Black, Chaim Stephen Black, Chaya Bas Mariam, Chaim Ben Masha, Christine Kobo, Christine Cohen, Michael First, Andrea Gass, Gershon Ben Miriam, Carrion Berman Matsomi, Daniel Monheit, Shirley Oberfield, Masha Bat Shoshana, Rachalea Bat Baruch, Lee Ronell, Sally Rosenblum, Martin Rosenthal, Kathleen Smith, Michael Peeler Smith, Lori Rose Van Ziel Stewart, Kathy Sidhalter, Addison Thompson, John Van Devere, Molly Weiss, and David Fisher.
Let's join together. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn to page 376 for our prayer for our country. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. Each week at this time, we offer a prayer for peace in Israel. It is the kind of peace that was once described by Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Rabin believed that peace was attainable, possible, and could be seen in our day. Tonight on the 26th anniversary, it was yesterday, the 26th anniversary of Yitzhak Rabin's death, tonight we offer this special prayer and song, knowing that his hope has not been forgotten. May God remember the soul of Yitzhak, the son of Rosa and Nehemiah Rabin, a leader and a general, a statesman and a dreamer who made dreams come true, who was taken by an assassin from among our own people. May we remember the camaraderie that typified his character, the image of the soldier and commander, the prince of the armies of Israel. May we remember the warrior who longed for the day when he would be able to beat his sword into a plowshare to sit under his vine and fig tree without fear, and to enjoy the fruits of national revival and peace. May we remember the leader and statesman who devoted his life to the Jewish people and its state. May the people of Israel remember the Prime Minister of Israel, General Yitzhak Rabin. May his memory be for a blessing. May we continue to mourn his interrupted vision and action. May the memory of the man serve as an emblem and model, and his assassination as a lesson for the generations to come.
Avinu שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Before every bar or bat mitzvah, Cantor and Rabbi Khan or I gather with the family of the student or the students who are about to enter this sweet rite of passage. And we remind the student of all kinds of things, like how hard they have worked, and that this is not about perfection, and that we are so, so proud. Sorry if this is a little redundant now tomorrow morning, but at least now you know what's coming, right? And then each Shabbat morning, I like to tell the family to huddle up. And I used to huddle up with them, but, COVID. So they huddle, and Cantor and I stand a few feet back. And then together we share these words of blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh. Holy One of blessing, your presence fills creation. You have given us life and sustained us and enabled us to celebrate on this once-in-a-lifetime kind of day. And sometimes I tell the students that we do this almost every week. We share these words of blessing. And the blessing is always true, that the celebration is always unique, that the service is always one of a kind, even on weeks like this one when we're doing those two services back to back. I look them in the eye, and I will tell you now and tell you again tomorrow that this one is special, because this one is led by you, and no one else can do this the way that you will, because no one else is just like you. And the blessing that we share today, this one is for you. And it was one such morning, 3 years ago last week, that Rabbi Khan officiated a bar mitzvah, as news headlines were coming in that shattered the Jewish world. On this Shabbat morning, children all over the world were becoming B'nai Mitzvah. And at one synagogue in Pittsburgh, instead of celebration, there was tragedy. Hatred rained bullets and shattered the Shabbat peace for the Tree of Life synagogue and for each and every one of us. That morning, in that synagogue, there had been a blessing. A baby boy was blessed in the presence of his community. There was blessing, and there was terror, and we were all forever changed. In this week's Torah portion, too, we have a blessing. 2 brothers and a father nearing the end of his life, and he reaches for his son. Hagisha li ve'ochla mitzed b'ni, lema'an tevarechecha nafshi. Serve me and let me eat of my son's game, that I may give you my most innermost blessing. But of course, the son that he reaches for is not the son that he meant to bless, because Jacob has tricked his father and deceived his brother and stolen the blessing that was not technically meant for him. His brother Esau returns devastated. Barcheni gam ani avi, bless me too, father. Bless me too, he cries. And the lives of these brothers are forever changed. And Jacob runs, afraid of Esau's wrath. And Esau remains with hate in his heart and vengeance on his tongue. This too is a blessing. It is a stolen blessing, a tragic blessing, but a blessing nonetheless. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks points out that despite the questionable circumstances, each brother received the blessing that was meant for him. He writes, Isaac fully understood the nature of his two sons. He loved Esau, but this did not blind him to the fact that Jacob would be the heir of the covenant. So therefore, Isaac prepared two sets of blessings, one for Esau, the other for Jacob. And he blessed Esau with the gifts that he felt would be appropriate, that is, wealth and power. These are not the covenantal blessings. The covenantal blessings that God had given Abraham and Isaac were completely different. They were about children and a land. This was the blessing that Isaac had intended for Jacob all along. We look to these words today, and we understand what a blessing really is. It is a recognition of truth, an articulation of the divine spark, and a hope for what will be. And this is why, though the words are the same, each blessing that we offer to a student on the day of his or her bar or bat mitzvah is different and unique to them. And this is why each baby that is born and each person who comes to Torah and each child on whose head we lay our hands receives a blessing all their own, because we lay our hands with an intentional and individual kind of love. And so tomorrow morning we celebrate not one, not two, but 3 blessings as 3 completely unique and distinct and delightful students become bar and bat mitzvah. And before each service, we will remind them that there is no blessing in the world quite like you. And we do this on the Shabbat that culminates what has been a difficult week in the Jewish world. I'm sure that many of you have heard about anti-Semitic incidents in Texas. Hatred that reminds us that the Tree of Life tragedy was not such a long time ago, and that no matter how much love we put into the world, it can still be a very scary place. Swastikas on the walls of a high school, an anti-Semitic banner hanging from an overpass, neo-Nazis protesting a fundraiser for Israel in San Antonio, and arson at a Reform synagogue in Austin. I hear from my colleagues in Texas, and they are sad, and they are scared, and like the light that they want to shine in the world is dimmed, while they scrub down the walls and clean up the rubble and sweep up the ashes of hatred that have tainted their holy home. It feels like a blessing has been stolen from them. The blessing of safety, and the blessing of pride, and the blessing of comfort. And we feel more like Esau in this moment than we do like Jacob, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, or like our brother in our clothing is trying to misrepresent us to the world. Like we want to cry out, "Bless me too, Father. Bless me too." And the challenge at a time like this, when we have been wronged, when we have been hurt, when something important like our security or our safety or our hope has been taken from us, The challenge is to not walk in the way of Esau. It is challenging to not hold a heart of vengeance. It is tough to remember that what has happened to us is truly awful, and we are still a blessing. Hurt can make us hard, and fear can make us steely, and it can turn our hearts to stone. But tomorrow morning, we look to these 3 young people who are sharing their birthright with our community, and we bless them. And we look to the babies that have been born and the anniversaries that we will celebrate and the weddings at which we will rejoice, and even the funerals where we remember our loved ones with tear-stained joy and know this is a blessing, a recognition of truth, an articulation of the divine spark, and a hope for what will be. To offer these genuine words of loving blessing, it is not just nice. It is necessary. Poet and liturgist Marcia Falk rewrites the traditional priestly benediction. She considers the intent. What is our truest, deepest hope for our children? What do we want them to know, both on our darkest days and in the shining light? What do we want them to feel on the days when they are sweeping up ashes? And how do we want to honor them on the days that they stand tall in strength? She offers, be who you are, and may you be blessed in all that you are. A blessing that carries us even on the anniversaries of our tragedies. A blessing that shines on us even in a week that has been tainted by hate. A blessing that can't be stolen or cheated or tricked. Be who you are, for this is how your light shines. Be blessed in all that you are, for this is how we carry on. We bless the candles, and we bless the wine, and we bless our space, and we bless our children, and we bless one another, and we bless this sacred Shabbat day for this recognition of truth, the spark of God within each one of us, and our hope for what will be. This is the blessing that will always be ours. Shabbat Shalom.
You heard my voice. I came out of the woods by choice. The shelter also gave the shade, but in the dark I have no name. So leave that click in my hand, and I will remember the words that you said. Left a clouded mind and a heavy heart, but I was sure we could see a new start. So when your hope's on fire, but you know your desire, don't hold a glass over the flame. Don't let your heart grow cold. I will call you by name. I will share your role. Hold me fast because I'm a hopeless wanderer. Hold me fast, hold me fast, 'cause I'm a hopeless wanderer. I wrestled long with my youth. We tried so hard to live in the truth. But do not tell me all is fine. When I lose my head, I lose my mind. So leave that click in my head, and I will remember the words that you said. You brought out from the cold. Now how long to go? So when your hopes on fire, but you know your desire, don't hold a glass over the flame. Don't let your heart grow cold. I will call you by name. I will share your road. Share your road. Amen.
I'd like to invite Joe Luber, who knew for, I swear, more than the last 3 minutes that he was giving announcements tonight. Joe, we thank you for being here and for telling us all about what's going on here at CBI.
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov to the bar and bat mitzvahs for tomorrow. Torah study tomorrow morning and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. in the Zoom room and in person. The link is available on the CBI website, which is cbiaz.org. Then we will have the morning services afterwards for the bar and bat mitzvahs. If you're joining us for the first time or viewing Shabbat services from outside of the Valley of the Sun, feel free to introduce yourself virtually in the comments section below on your YouTube or Facebook so we can wish you a special Shabbat Shalom. Sadly, we are postponing our November 17th evening with our Centennial Scholar, author Sarah Hurwitz. We are, however, working on another program for that evening, so please stay tuned. What is that?
Stay tuned, it's the next announcement.
Oh, okay. Boy, that was fast. Wow, okay. So here it is, Centennial Scholar in Residence. There we go. November 17th, 7 p.m. in person and on Zoom. Rabbi Elka Abramson, president of the Wexner Foundation, will be talking about 100 years from now, how we got here, and where we are going. Our first informational meeting for the Centennial Israel trip, June 6th through the 17th of 2022, will take place on Sunday morning, November 7th, here in the main sanctuary at 10:15. Rabbi Kahn will be explaining everything we're going to be doing for that trip, and I must say I'm hoping that my family will be going on that also. Information for the other trip with Pilgrim Rest will be announced at a later time. Camp registration is now open. Camp Daisy and Harry Stein Summer 2022 registration is open. Spend your summer in the beautiful pines of Prescott, AZ, swimming, horseback riding, zip lining, and more. We offer 2- and 4-week options for campers in grades 2 through 10. Visit campstein.org to register for the best summer ever, or you can contact Jennifer, our assistant camp director, right here in this location with any of the questions you may have. And finally, the community celebrates our centennial. As all of you know, our synagogue is over 100 years old. It's actually 101 years old, but due to COVID, we couldn't do anything last year. On Sunday, November 7th, at the Cutler Plotkin Jewish Heritage Center, from noon until 4 p.m. downtown, we will be at the center. We need some volunteers for our booth talking about CBI history, our community's many services. If you're interested, and we do have quite a few people volunteering already, but if anybody wants to come down there and volunteer, it'll be terrific. Please reach out to our media at cbiaz.org, or you can call 480-951-0323. Cantor Ettinger, Jackie Huber, and Shira Joy Choir will be presenting a special concert program from 3:15 to 4 p.m. And for any of you who have not been to the Cutler building, it is the first sanctuary of Congregation Beth Israel, so it's over 100 years old. Okay, thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Thank you. There's actually more, but check your pamphlet and look at the website and read your email. We don't need to read them all out loud. I think the gist of it is there's a lot going on, so stay connected so you can join us for all of these exciting events. And of course, a big, big mazel tov to the Magid family and the Patinsky family. Double mazel tov to the Patinskys. It's just wonderful to be together to celebrate. And we want to thank these students who've worked so hard and given us all a reason to be joyful, because it's been a rough year and another one before that too. So a rough almost 2 years now. So thank you for giving us a chance to celebrate. Anything else?
Well, I always want to thank Jackie Huber,
Of course.
for her beautiful music. Bet you never thought you'd come to synagogue and hear Mumford & Sons, and she goes ahead and plays it beautifully.
I love
And
it.
I want to thank our sound team over there for sticking with it tonight. Thank you. And
Let's give them a little extra warmth. Stephanie's not here tonight, and they're doing an amazing job. Well done, team.
Yep, fantastic job. Thank you very, very, very much.
All right, let's continue with Aleinu. You can find page, oh gosh, I have to know it from my head. The outline doesn't go that
586.
far.
Oh, good.
586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל,
Let's stand. Thank you for reminding me.
ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
At this time in our service, we turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish, as we think of all those who have died in recent days and those who have died at this time in years past. Tonight we are remembering Maury Fuhrman, husband of Celia Lubin Fuhrman, son-in-law of Irene Lubin, and brother-in-law of Beth and Bob Bloom. We are also remembering Carolyn Altman, mother of Dr. Jerry Altman and Lisa Blum, grandmother or Nana of Sophie, Emma, and Eli Altman. We remember those of our congregational family whose yahrzeits occur this week. Tonight we are remembering Gary William Abrahams, Herbert Bernard Arstein, Stanley Barman, Naida Black, Irvin Bloom, Nancy Joyce Blum, Mayor Bugans, Gary Branker, Frida Breyer, Natan Citron, Frank Colton, Jason Evan Cook, Zoe Drew, Benjamin Eagle, George Icegrow, Rosalie Engel, Mildred Epstein Green, Bertha Goldman Feller, Milton Fink, Edward Fishman, Israel Frank, Peter Friedland, Betty Gimbel, Jerry Giddle, Minnie S. Gordon, Sid Gordon, Susan Ruth Greenberg, Mary Horwich, Rayetta Cadet, Grace Kogan, Evelyn Lando, Donald Lane, Barton Levy, Kaufman Mandel, Alfred Menashe, Anna Menaker, Herman Miller, Philip Morris, Gertrude Newberger, Catherine Perlmutter, Deborah Plotkin, Theodore Posel, Seymour Resnick, Florence S. Rigberg, Rita Rose, Frederick Sandy Rosenfeld, Estelle Kaylin Saperstein, Harry Shane, Thelma Schoenberg, Joseph Singer, Rose Smith, Martin Spiro, Simon Stern, Sarah Switzer, Martin Weinberg, Ray Weissman, and Janice Zuckert. If there is someone you are remembering tonight whose name I did not read, or if I have mispronounced the name of your loved one, I invite you to share those names at this time, either here in person or online. And of course, tonight we remember Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And as always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. Let's read together page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together, amen.
We're going to conclude together with asking God to bestow peace upon us. Oseh shalom bimromav. Oseh shalom bimromav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Get ready to clap. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. Yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la. Oseh shalom bimromav.
doesn't it? You actually, we're going to stay standing for Kiddush. And Marin, not only did you have to wait the longest for your bat mitzvah to finally be here, you also had to wait the longest in this service. Tomorrow is the day. It is finally here. Why don't you raise that glass and join us? They'll join you in a little bit of Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushan b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. Be'shabbat kocho, be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu. Zikaron lama'aseh b'reishit. Ki hu yom tahila lemikrai kodesh zeher litiat mitzrayim ki vanu vaharta ve'atanu ki dashta mikol hamim b'shabbat kodesh be'ahava uvratzon Hin haltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen.
Now say
L'chaim.
Now you get to drink it. It's just grape juice. Now take the cover off that challah and hold it up nice and high. Ooh, it's a challah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
And early mazel tov, a Shabbat shalom. That challah is yours. Your brother looks hungry. Go share it. And Shabbat shalom.
La 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 la
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.